Deadlift. The athletes must start with the plates on the floor and finish with the knees straight and shoulders behind the bar. We'll call a no rep if the athlete does not fully straighten the knees or get the shoulders behind the bar to finish the rep. Hang clean. The athlete must start with the bar in the hang position and finish with the knees and back straight with the elbows ahead of the bar. If we call for a hang squat clean, the same starting and ending positions will apply, but the athlete will have to pass through a full squat in between. Power clean. The athlete must start with the plates on the floor and finish with the knees and back straight, elbows ahead of the bar, and the feet together with the bar under control. Squat clean. The starting and finish positions will be the same as for the power clean, but the athlete must pass through a full depth squat in between. A power clean plus a front squat will count for a squat clean. For any variation of a clean, we'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to establish knees straight, elbows ahead of the bar, or bring the feet back together with the bar under control. Power snatch. The athlete must start with the plates on the floor and finish with the bar locked out overhead, bar under control, feet together, knees straight, and elbows locked out. Squat snatch. The starting and finish positions will be exactly the same as for the power snatch, but the athlete must pass through a full squat in between. A power snatch plus an overhead squat will count for a squat snatch. If the athlete lands with the feet wide, the athlete must bring the feet back together to finish the rep. If the athlete uses any press out on the snatch, the bar has to be caught above the head. Press out from in front of the face or lower will be a no rep. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to establish knees straight, hips straight, arms locked out, and feet together before bringing the bar back down. Shoulder to overhead. Every rep must start with the bar at the shoulder and finish with the bar locked out overhead, elbows straight, hips open, knees straight, and feet together. This will be true whether the athlete opts for a shoulder press, push jerk, or split jerk. If we call for a shoulder to overhead, the athlete may choose any of these for the lift. We'll call a no rep if the athlete does not get the knees straight with the bar overhead, or if the elbows are not fully locked out straight with the bar back over the shoulder. We'll call a no rep if the athlete's doing a split jerk and brings the bar back down before bringing the feet together and establishing control. Back squat. The athlete will hold the bar on the back and descend until the hip crease is below the top of the knee, and then finish with the knee straight and bar under control. Front squat. The athlete will start with the bar resting on the shoulders, descend till the hip crease is below the top of the knee, and then finish with the knee straight. For any variation of squats, we'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to descend until the hip crease is below the height of the top of the knee. Thruster. We'll watch that the athlete passes through a full range front squat as described before and presses directly through into an overhead position with the elbows locked out straight. Box jumps. We'll watch that the athlete does a two-footed jump, two-footed landing, and establishes knees and hips straight at the top of the box. The heels do not need to be on the box at the finished position for it to be called a good rep. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to establish the finished position at the top of the box. Hand release burpee. The athlete must clear both hands from the floor. At the top of the move, the athlete must achieve a straight and vertical body position. The hands need to be overhead, but they do not need to touch. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to do a hand release at the bottom of the move. We'll also call a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve perfect vertical at the top of the move. Sit-ups. The athlete must touch the floor overhead with both hands and then touch laces with both hands with the knees straight. We'll call a no rep if the athlete rebends the knees to touch the laces. Hand release push-ups. The athlete must clear the hands at the start of the move and finish with the elbows locked out and the body in a plank position. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to release the hands from the floor at the start of the move. We'll also call a no rep if the athlete fails to lock out the elbows at the end of the move. Handstand push-ups. The athlete must start with the hands and the head on the floor and finish with the elbows locked out straight and feet on the wall. The athletes may choose to do their handstand push-ups strict or with a kip. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to lock out the elbows. We'll also call a no rep if the athlete fails to keep the feet on the wall at the finish of the move. Pull-ups. The athlete must start from a hanging position with the elbows straight and finish with the chin over the bar. That's true whether the athlete's doing a strict pull-up, a kipping pull-up, or butterfly pull-up. Chest to bar. We'll further watch that the bar contacts the athlete below the collarbone. Bar muscle-ups. The athlete must start from the hang position with the elbows straight and finish above the bar with the elbows locked out. The feet may not come in contact with the bar or the rig at any point. Burpee pull-up. The athlete will drop chest to deck, hand release, and jump and complete a pull-up, chin over bar. If a burpee chest to bar pull-up is specified, chest to bar standards will apply. Ring muscle-ups. The athlete must start from the hang position on the rings, elbows straight, and finish above the rings with the elbows locked out. We'll call a no rep if the athlete's heel go to ring height or if the athlete performs an upriser to complete the muscle-up. We'll also call a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve lockout of the elbows above the rings. Single unders. The athlete's rope must pass under the feet one time. Double unders. The rope must pass under the athlete's feet twice for every jump. Kettlebell swings. The athlete must pass the bell between the thighs at the bottom of the move and achieve perfect vertical with the kettlebell straight overhead. The elevator or upward pull methods are permitted. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve a straight up and down position, whether from the knees, the hips, or the kettlebell itself. Sumo deadlift high pull. Every rep will start with the kettlebell on the floor and finish with the kettlebell handle at collarbone height with the knees, hips, and back straight. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to pull the kettlebell to collarbone height. Wall balls. The athlete must pass through a full depth squat as described before and throw their ball accurately to the target. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to achieve a full depth squat. The men's target is the silver beam. We'll call a no rep if the athlete fails to contact that silver beam on the initial throw. The women's target is within the circle. We'll also call a no rep if the athlete throws the ball too high and thereby fails to accurately contact the target. Pistols. The athlete will perform a one-legged squat, descending until the hip crease is below the height of the top of the knee and finishing by standing it up straight, under control.